Good morning. It is Teppy Schwartzel, and I am with Arid Desert Designs. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And we are here with you on January the 6th from Anthem, Arizona. Now, I have to say something before I get started here, because if you hear this strange noise in the background, that's my stomach. Apparently, it's been rocking and rolling for a couple of days now, probably from too much partying over the holidays. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and was safe. I was able to spend 2 wonderful weeks with my husband, and he had to go back to Mexico. So he's back there safe and sound. But it's a little chilly here today again, but it is winter and that's okay. Well, one of the things that happened on January the 3rd was the start of Celebration. And it was also the release of our new mini catalog, which we can now open up and show you. We couldn't show you anything but the cover. But now we can show you everything that is in the catalog. One of the things that I'm going to do today is from the new January to June 2020 mini catalog. We also have Celebration going on. If you are currently a customer, you for every $50, well, let's say you spend $150 as a customer. You can choose from the Celebration catalog, and this can be, you can purchase out of the mini catalog or you can purchase out of the annual catalog. For every $50, you can get a level 1 item. Say you spend $150 US dollars, and from that you would get 3 level 1 items, or 1 level 1 item and 1 level 2 items. Level 1 item is you get a 50, for every $50 you get, it'll have an icon here where it says free with $50 purchase, and then you have one that says free with $100 purchase. So there are how many pages? There are, looks like 17 pages of stamps or papers or embellishments that you can get for free when you spend that money. Now, the other thing that happens during celebration is that if you join as a demonstrator or a discount shopper, let me get the information out here. It's $99 to join as a demonstrator or a discount shopper. Now, remember, you do not have to do what I'm doing. You can become a discount shopper. One of the things that happens is you purchase the kit for $99, and you get to pick out whatever you want out of the mini catalog or out of the annual catalog. It is not a set kit. You pick out what you want. Then you will get, after this initial order, your kit order, you then become a demonstrator and you get a 20% discount on everything. The other things that happen would be that you will be able to see Stampin' Up! Products prior to regular customers. Usually you get about a month, you get to see everything a month in advance. You would also, as a demonstrator, be able to go to a Stampin' Up! Event. You would also earn rewards and flex points, and that gives you all kinds of different free things that you get to pick, and you get to pick it. It's not something that they say this is what you have to get, and that's it. So you have the option to sign up as a hobbyist / discount shopper, or run it like a business, as I am doing here. You'll get free training from myself and from my upline. They are very helpful, and they answer you within 24 hours if you have a question. A lot of times it's much faster than that. Now, one of the things that happens during celebration, the other thing that you would get if you sign up as a demonstrator, you will get this adorable mini guillotine cutter. It is awesome. I wasn't going to get it, and then I got it, and I am very glad that I did. It's unbelievable how accurate this thing is. The other thing that you would get as a bonus, and you don't have to, I had to buy that myself. You don't. You get it for free if you purchase the kit. You will also get, this has designer series paper, and it is a sampler of, I don't remember how many different categories it came in, but there are 48 sheets that are 6 by 6, double-sided. Isn't this beautiful? This is the Peaceful Poppy. That's what I'm going to be doing today, is something from that suite. But look at these papers. They are so pretty. So you get that in addition to everything else. Plus, you will get a stamp set that you get to pick out. You pick out whatever you want. If you're really on the ball, then I would suggest that you try and find the most expensive stamp set, because that will be free. So every reason in the world to join up right now during celebration. Celebration goes from, and I wrote it down somewhere, it goes from January the 3rd to March 31st. So if you are interested, please get in contact with me. I'd be more than happy to help you. If you need a catalog, please get in contact with me. I will send you one. I will send you a catalog immediately. So why don't we get going on what we're going to do today? First, a little bit of business here. This is the current host code. That will be for the whole month of January. If you are ordering, if the cost of your order is under $150, please use this host code. If your order is $150 or above, don't use this host code. Then you will get Stampin' Rewards. You will get all kinds of benefits. And again, if you're going to order $150, I would definitely go and sign up as to get the kit. And as I said, that's either as a discount shopper or a demonstrator. We do not chase after you to, do certain things. If you're doing it as a hobby, then just think about it. After your initial order, you're going to get a 20% discount. So it is well worth it. Okay, I'm going to move that out of the way. And one of the things that I'm going to do today, unfortunately, it's a sympathy card. And the reason I'm doing this, there were, believe it or not, within our group and then some friends, I had 5 deaths in the month of December, and I had no sympathy cards. So I was scrambling to get some sympathy cards put together, and I came up with this one. I just love it. This is from where's my paper? Don't you know it? Now I've lost my directions. Oh, I hate when this happens. There they are. Okay. This is from the Peaceful Poppy collection. Here it is. Okay. Here it is. These are some examples of the cards that Stampin' Up has put together. You will get if you buy the suite includes the designer series paper. It includes 2 bundles, the painted poppy bundles, that's the stamps and dies, and the Peaceful Moments bundle, the stamps and dies. You will get the Peaceful Poppy sequins. the Whisper White Crinkled Seam Binding Ribbon, and the Peaceful Poppy Elements. I haven't opened that up yet, and no, I don't know where I put it. It's amazing how things just disappear on me when I'm getting ready to do things. Oh well, that's what these are. And you can either purchase the entire suite. That's $136.50 US. These are the coordinating cardstock colors. Now, if you don't want to buy the entire set, you just want to buy one of the two bundles, you get a 10% discount on the bundles. You can buy the stamps separate from the dies if you do not have a Big Shot or some type of die cutting machine, and then you do not get the 10% discount. Okay, and this is just a beautiful set. Here are the papers that are in the Peaceful Poppy set. There are 12 sheets, two-sided, 2 of each design. There's the back. I mean, and these Stampin' Up! Does such a fantastic job of coordinating colors. I love the colors in this Peaceful Poppy set. This is kind of what made me purchase this one, was this particular sheet of paper. And I think that's it. Okay, so as you can see, this is the paper I used, the designer series paper I used for this card. And if I can get this back in the bag. Okay. So bear with me for just a second. I just need a little sip of something here. Okay, so this is with Deepest Sympathies. And then that's the inside. Okay, so we'll get started with that. And there's a lot here today. All right. Bear with me while I get all of this out. And put the box away. Okay, so what we're going to start out with today is we've got, I believe this is Pool Party. Yeah, Pool Party. And because I'm going to be making a bunch of these cards. This is 8.5 by 5 and should be 5 and a, yeah, 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored a 4 1/4. Okay, so we're gonna fold that over here. Where did I put my bone folder? I always think I'm so organized when I start out, and then I get on camera and the whole world falls apart. Okay, so got that now. Now, what we're going to do is we've got 2 pieces of Whisper White, and these 2 pieces of Whisper White are 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Now, we're going to go ahead and stamp the inside, and with that, I used always remember, make sure that's not, well, that, okay, one of the things I'm finding out that when we have to put these on, okay, when we get these red rubber stamps, we have to put the sentiment on the other side, or the picture or whatever. They don't always go on straight. So what I always do is I just take a scrap of paper and stamp it on the scrap of paper first. Okay, I used Mossy Meadow stamp pad. I don't know what that is. Okay. And you can put this anywhere on, this is the inside of the card. So let's see if we can get this straight on here. Okay, that looks pretty straight. Okay. And you can put this anywhere you want. Pretty good for the first. I haven't been doing a lot of stamping. I was busy with my husband over the holiday, which was wonderful that we got to spend so much time together. I hadn't seen him since September, so that was a long time. All right, the other thing I'm going to, this is from the Peaceful Moments, one of the stamp sets in the Peaceful Poppy suite, and I used Always Remember. The other stamp I'm going to use is from the other bundle, and that's called Painted Poppies, and I'm going to use this particular stamp right here, and we're going to put that, I'm going to put it on an angle, and I'm using the Mossy Meadow again, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp off one time, so that it's lighter and it falls into the background. And this is again on the interior, this is going to be on the interior of the card. And again, you can put this wherever you want. Okay, see how that it kind of falls back behind everything. Clean it off with my chamois, my favorite thing. Okay, that's the inside. Now, one of the other things I'm going to do for the inside is I cut a piece of the Designer Series paper that I used on the front. I better close this up before I end up with it all over me. Okay, now this is, let's see, where is it? I wrote it down somewhere. Okay, let's just measure it. It is 1/2 inch. And you have to have it at least 4 inches. I just left it longer so that I could cut it off. It would be easier to, it's easier to make it line up. So we'll just put some liquid glue on the center here. And you can put this anywhere you want. You can give it a little bit of a peekaboo at the bottom. And this is the pad from my Stamparatus. I ordered a mouse pad that is the size of my desk. And that hopefully will be coming soon. And that's got some squishiness to it. So you always want to have something soft underneath where you're stamping so that you get the best, the best stamp. You need some kind of a cushion. This is very, very hard, but it still has some give to it. So that's the inside of the card. We'll go ahead and use the liquid glue to place this on the inside. Don't need a whole lot of this. Just try to make sure that you've got equal margins on all sides. Probably could go down a little bit. Okay. Okay. Now we can take this other piece of Whisper White, which is again 5 1/4 by 4. And all these dimensions and the directions will be on my blog site. It will be posted there. I will also be posting it on YouTube. And there'll be all kinds of links to purchasing the product if you want to purchase the products. And that'll be posted later today. Sometimes it takes a while to get things loaded up everywhere. And there'll be links everywhere for you to order any of the products that you want to order. I probably should have put this down later, but we're going to do it this way this time. Okay. Again, I pick it up and look at it to make sure that we've got even margins and that it's straight. Pretty good. Okay. Okay, now we have a piece of Designer Series paper. And this particular paper, this is the back, this is the side that I used. This particular piece of paper seems to have a direction to it, so make sure that when you put it on, it's going in the correct direction. Okay, that's going to go on top of your Whisper White on the front of the card. Okay, I guess I better get up here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, now through the magic of television, or oops, that is not straight, Teppy. Okay, we're going to try that again. Sorry about that, folks. This should not be a problem. But it always happens on camera because you're trying to rush things. Let's try that again. Sorry, we all make mistakes. Okay. I wasn't that far off, but it was off far enough that it didn't look right. Sorry, folks. Okay, much better. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, one of the things that I used, out of the Painted Labels dies, I used this particular die. That was for this piece. And I did this die for this particular label. And this is going to be behind the white. You'll see how I do that in a second. Here are the rest of the dies in this particular set. Leaf, couple leaves. Not sure what those are for. I'm going to have to look at them further. Okay. And again, remember there's two bundles with 2 sets of rubber stamps and 2 sets of dies. Here's the other. This is called Poppy Moments dies. There's all kinds of the flowers in here. It's just a beautiful set. And I believe that some of these dies will actually cut out some of the flowers that are on the designer series paper. Okay, these are the other elements I was trying to find. Didn't realize I had in the pack. I haven't opened this up yet. Maybe if we have time, I'll open it up at the end of the session. Okay, so those go over there. Put my dies back in there. Goes in this one. Sorry, if I don't put these away right away, they'll end up lost. And we don't want to do that. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this green label in half because that's going to go behind this white label. Okay, let's cut it in half. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, now put those off to the side, if I can get it off of there. And the other sentiment we're going to be using is from the Peaceful Moments stamp set, and it's with Deepest Sympathy. And we are going to, that's not very straight. We're going to be using the Mossy Meadow again. I can't get that off of there. And again, I do this just because if I'm off, if the stamp is a little cattywampus on the block, then I can try and take care of it when I'm stamping. Okay, that was pretty good. So I'm going to get this. Get that straight. Okay, looks like I got ink on it, enough ink on it. There you go. Okay, clean that off. And I'm going to go back and use that poppy stamp again because I'm going to stamp it on the circle. So while we've got the ink out, and we're going to need a piece of paper underneath this. All right. I'm going to turn this around. Kind of like it that way. Make sure, always kind of look at your stamp to see whether or not you've got ink everywhere without getting it everywhere on the block. Okay, so we're just going to stamp this on this die cut. And the reason we needed the paper was because it's stamped off. The stamp was bigger than the die. Okay, clean that off. I believe I'm done stamping for right now, so I can put this away. Okay, now what we're going to do, the other thing, I'm also going to leave the paper down because I'm using the Stampin' Blends, and they are alcohol based. And when they're alcohol based, it's going to bleed through your cardstock. Okay, I'm sorry, folks, I am really thirsty today. The Stampin' Blends that we're going to be using are the Light Poppy Parade, the Dark Poppy Parade, and the Dark Mossy Meadow. Now, First, what I do is I go in with the darker color. I'm going to color in the poppies. And I go in where these lines are and just kind of do an outline, because I'm going to come in with the lighter color. And this will give it some shading. And then I also go up here where they're intersecting and put some in here on this other part. And then I'm going to come in with the light, and I rarely use the brush. The brush end is for when you have a really large area to color in. This is pretty tiny, so we're going to come in with the lighter and fill out the rest. And what that'll do is that'll blend in with the darker color, and it will give it some shading. So it gives your flower a little bit more dimension. I don't know if you heard that. That was my stomach. Gosh, it's just been rocking and rolling here lately. And then I come back in with the dark again and redo those dark lines. Again, you're kind of putting shadows in. And if you need be, go back in with the light color again and just blend that out a little bit. And you won't see it right away, but after this dries, which doesn't take very long, you'll see the shading that's in there. Okay, then I'm going to use the dark mossy meadow. Again, I'm using the harder tip side. And I didn't really do any shading on this because there's not that much here to see. Oops, I guess I've been out of camera. Sorry. I know. This is like watching paint dry. See what I mean? How it bleeds through. So you really need something underneath there if you don't want anything to get ruined. Okay, so we're done with those. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to take our sentiment and we're going to glue the second die behind the white, and you're going to be putting glue on the front of this, just a little bit, just at the base. And I need to get the dry glue off of here. Okay. Just a little bit. Okay. There we go. It doesn't take a whole lot. And then what you do is you just take it, and what you're trying to do is just put a little frame around to give it so that it's just got some more depth. Layers really add a lot to any card. Okay, then we're going to do the bottom one. And you just do the same thing on the front of the green. Just put a little bit of glue, and you come in and you put it on the bottom. And you try and line it up as best you can, the same way you did on the top. I just kind of lined up these this with the indentation. So there you have it. Okay. Now we're ready to put that on the front of the card. Get rid of that scrap. And I'm going to put this on first. I glued this down because I really didn't. I'm going to give depth to the sentiment. I'm going to put a ribbon on this at the bottom. So I'm just putting glue in the center of this circle and maybe on a couple places out toward the edge. It doesn't take a lot. Okay. Make sure I don't put my fingers in it, which I've been known to do. And I make sure that this is a little bit off to the side. But that your flower is straight up and down. Unless you want it crooked, I don't care. This is your card. Okay, so now I'm going to take Stampin' Dimensionals, and I believe I've got a bunch of... Don't throw these away, folks. These edges are fantastic. Just cut them and use them when you run out of the when you run out of the dimensionals. I am all for using everything as much as you can. And I think I'm going to put one in the center here because this is a pretty big die here. Okay, now I'm going to use my take your pick tool and take the backings off. Paper backing, or else it won't stick. Okay, didn't get that one off. There you go. All right. So now we're going to put this in the upper right-hand corner. Make sure it's straight. I'm not always good at that. Looks straight to me. Okay, so now maybe we'll make the bow. Okay, now the way we're going to do this, and I love, this is the crinkled seam binding. It is also in the suite for this particular bundle. And it is a 1/4 inch wide. You're going to need about 18 inches of ribbon. All right, that's 12 and 6. And I bought a bunch of this, and the reason I bought a lot of it is because guess what I can do? I can make this any color I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the Dark Poppy Parade Stampin' Blends. And look at how beautiful this is. Yeah, and this is when you probably would use the brush side because it'll go on much faster. Yeah, much better. Okay. And look at, now you have ribbon that matches perfectly. Like I said, I bought a bunch of this and I'm probably going to end up buying some more. And it dries right away. Yep. No color on my finger. Okay. And I know, watching paint dry. But so glad they brought this in. I mean, you can leave it white. That's totally up to you. but I did, as you can see, I did color, and it came out beautiful. So now for the real fun, because you're going to watch me try and make this bow, and I've made it many times, and I will continue to probably mess it up. So you're going to take a pretty long strand and have it draped over your hand like this. This is using your fingers, and you're going to go behind your index finger, and then around in front of your middle finger, and then again around and in back of your index finger, and over your middle finger again. And now I'm trying to remember, do I have to go over this way? Yeah, all right, let's go. We might end up with 3, yeah, you have to go over your index finger again. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to come up over, and you're going to put this ribbon, you're going to come up over the center of your ties. Okay, then you're going to put it in between your fingers. I know it's a little tough. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bring it up behind, and you're going to tuck it. You're going to go over that ribbon that you just brought from the back, and you're going to go up over it. This is, like I said, oh, fumble fingers here. I can do this fine off camera. And you're going to go up over it. And you're going to bring it up underneath, and then pull it tight. Okay. And then you're going to try and get it off your fingers. They do this so well on camera, and I can never get it right. And now I can't get it off my fingers. Okay. I got it. Yep, almost. Okay. So I've got 3 loops on one side, but hey, what do I care? Just don't do that extra loop that I did, okay? Now you've got this beautiful bow, and you're going to take a mini glue dot, and I'm going to roll it up because it's going to be kind of small. Okay. And I always like to use my take your pick tool, because I can do a lot of maneuvering then. Okay, you decide which side you want to be the front and the back. I think I'm going to have that be the front. Okay, so I'm going to put my mini glue dot there, and I'm going to take it and put this out of the way. Put it at the base of my flowers, just like that. You can fluff it up and take your scissors and cut off ribbon however you want it. Now, sometimes what I have to do, because the ribbon may not, but look, isn't that the cutest bow? Oh, I do only have 2. Oh, maybe there are 3. Yep, there's 3. Okay, sometimes if your ribbon isn't lying quite right, I will take a mini glue dot, and depending on what the situation is, how big your ribbon is, how wide it is, I will put it behind the ribbon, and then I will be able to put that or however I want it to lie, like that. There you go. There's With Deepest Sympathy. Oops, still have to put the rhinestones on. Sorry about that. Sequins. These are the Peaceful Poppy sequins. Now the fun part of this is getting the lid off without having sequins go all over the place. I can do this. Yes, I can. Almost got it. Come on. Okay, got it. Look at all these sequins. Aren't those pretty? Okay, so I'm going to put some of them in here. I know this could be dangerous. Now, when I did this card, I did put some black sequins in these poppies, but my poppies didn't turn out the same way. So you just go with what's good for you. I use just little dabs of glue, and I also have a set of tweezers. There they are. These are my lifesavers. And I put one over here. And I mean just a little dab of glue. And of course it's not coming out again. Okay. And usually I do these in sets of or odd numbers. It's just more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Okay. And there are little flowers in here. There's little sequins. I'm going to take one of these silver ones. And let's get a red one. And we'll do a, let's do another red one. I'm sure, oh, there's another flower. Now these are going to kind of sit up a little bit, so if you're going to send this out to somebody, you might want to put a piece of light cardboard on top of it so they don't go through the envelope. There you go. And there's your finished card. There you go. Inside, outside. Again, remember, it's Celebration. If you are currently not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or discount shopper, and you are looking for a demonstrator, please, I would love to be your demonstrator. I would love to help you out. We have a lot of fun here. I've got a great upline. The training is unbelievable. The creativity is incredible. And everyone is very sharing and caring. So please, if you're interested, get in contact with me. Check my my blog site. Off to the right will be the host code that I talked about before. This is the host code. It'll be off on the right of my blog. And, you know, again, we would love to have you on our team, and I really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful new decade and a wonderful 2020. Thank you for coming, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.